first grade distance learners, this is Mr. Vinzant, and we are here in the art room, and I want to talk to you about our second day on this rainbow project. The first day we watched a video that taught us about how rainbows are formed, and then we started our drawings and began coloring. During the second class, we're going to finish coloring, and we need to make sure we color the rainbow in the right order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We have our clouds. We have raindrops because we know that rain and sunlight are necessary ingredients to make a rainbow. So we've colored some raindrops. We put some flowers across the bottom. We want to make sure that when we're coloring with the crayons, we press down really hard. We want to make sure also that we get white crayon in the clouds. And I know this may seem silly because you can't see white crayon on white paper. But as I mentioned last time, crayons are made from wax, which comes from oil, and the paint has a lot of water in it. Well, water and oil do not mix, so the paint will not stick to the crayon if you press down really hard, and it'll pop through magically when we paint over it. Now, if you have watercolor paints at home, you want to get them very, very watery. And if you do not have watercolor paints, if you have any other type of craft paint or non-toxic paint for children, you can water the paint down yourself, and we're just going to use a watery blue paint. That's all we need to paint over this whole thing. And if we did press down really hard and fill in all of our white spaces, the paint should not stick to the crayon. So once you get everything colored, the last thing we're going to do is I took some tempera paint that I had here, and I added water to it and mixed it up really good. You can test it out on a piece of white paper to see if it's blue enough and not too light or too dark before you paint on your paper. I'm going to use this big brush, and I'm going to tap the brush on the inside of the container so I'm not dripping everywhere. And then I am just going to paint over the entire page, and you can already see the colors popping through where the crayon is. And when this dries, you'll see it even more. But you can see the water beating up over the crayon, which is waxy. I'm going to paint over the entire rainbow and the clouds everywhere. And the reason we're doing this is there are some little tiny white spaces that are left when we color with crayon. It's kind of hard to avoid that. But the paint will fill in all those little white spaces and blend all of this together to make a nice blue background so it looks like we're looking at the sky. Alright, once you've finished painting the entire page, you want to make sure there's no puddles anywhere. If you have any puddles, you want to spread that paint out, because the puddles will make the paper weak and the paper will tear very easily, especially if you're using notebook paper. So I've spread all that paint out, and I can see the white coming through on the clouds already, and when it's dry you'll see it even better. But this is the last part of this project. When it's all done and dry, I would love to see pictures of your final product. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.